Hey folks, this is your video pop quiz because special request for Kristin, who raised her hand first and said, I'm ready for a test. So you're getting a test now. But it's a quiz and it's kind of an open book quiz, or what is it, a pop quiz, open book pop quiz. So certainly you can cheat, but for you to get the most out of this, you're really going to be a lot better off trying, like really making an effort. So if you've been the lessons seem really simple, I know, but there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. So we gotta work with me here, right? And sidebar, for those of you who have no idea what's going on right now, we're actually teaching astrology on my Patreon page. So you're welcome to play along, but I won't be able to give you feedback because you've got to send your answers to me in essay form through Patreon as a message as a subscriber. So there's a little bit of a limit if you're not a subscriber right now. All right, so just saying. Anyway, so all right, so just a little review, and then we're going to get into the questions. So the first thing, remember, the ego serves a very specific function, and the ego is defined or illustrated in a chart by the sun. We need our egos to function. So a healthy ego is a beautiful thing. It allows us to go forth and shine and radiate in the world. An unhealthy, under-nurtured, or starving ego is a completely different animal, all right? And that's not a pretty sight. So with that said, and knowing that the sun and the ego are the same thing, right? We want to make sure that we ensure that people have an opportunity to have a healthy ego, and also to spot where the ego might be challenged, okay, or not challenged enough, okay? Everything in moderation. So without doing anything else in the chart, we can tell a lot just by looking at a sun sign, okay? But that requires a depth of understanding that's not just memorizing cookbook recipe stuff. So your job is, and I really want you to think about this a second, because I really want a thoughtful answer from you, is to answer the following questions with some real consideration. Like, really think about this. There's not really a right, well, there is a right or a wrong answer, but what I don't want is a lot of canned rap, okay? I want your authentic voice, and I want to hear your genuine understanding, because you may be presenting stuff in a way that's even novel for me, like, oh, hey, didn't look at it like that. It could happen. We're constantly learning when we're talking about people, because people are constantly evolving, okay? I mean, it wasn't that long ago that intersex and transsexual people it wasn't an option. It just didn't exist. And now we've gone past transsexual and intersexed people to gender pronoun issues, right? And gender preference versus sexual preference. I mean, yeah. And apparently gender identity and sexual identity are not the same thing. You guys are just, wow, it's getting complicated out there. So all of this is to say that people are constantly evolving and changing. So we're constantly learning as this is happening. So you may be presenting information that will open my eyes and say, oh, hey, that's something good to include in the toolbox now. And it'll be the same thing for you as you move forward. Okay, so first thing, ready? Get your pencils out. This, I don't want you to cheat. I actually want you to work this out in your head. I have 4 signs. And each of these 4 signs, I'm going to give you their numeric equivalent. You are to figure out what the symbol or zodiac sign for it is by sign and degree. So the first one is you have the sun at 281 degrees. The next one, we have the sun at 26 degrees. The third one, we have the sun at 109 degrees. And finally, the last one, we have the sun at 326 degrees. What sun signs are these, and what element group do they belong to? And in case my numbers aren't clear when you're hearing them, let me just give you the visual here. 281, 26, 109, 326. So once you figure out what sign it is and degree, then I want you to tell me what element it belongs to. Once you've gotten that little bit of detailed information, like just mechanical stuff, right? Once you've gotten that down, here's the essay part. I want you to look at these and their elements, and I want you to tell me first, what would be some of the indications that this person does not have a healthy ego? Based on their element, what would they overcompensate with, or how would they overcompensate, or how would they undercompensate if their ego wasn't supported, in a healthy, non-toxic way. The next thing, once you've done that, then I want you to tell me how we can best make suggestion, and that's all we can ever do is make suggestion, about things that might support or nurture or fortify this person's sense of identity based on the things that their element needs to feel comfortable and right with themselves and right with the world. Okay? And I would give you an example, but that would defeat the purpose of a pop quiz. So once you've done that, send this to me in essay form. I don't care if it's like a paragraph or it's 4 pages. Just know that if you send me a novel, it's going to take a while for me to get back to you. And also any questions that you have about this at the end, so that I can give you some feedback and some responses, and we'll get on the March lesson very shortly. So that's it. This is your pop quiz. Okay, we will have tests later, but right now this is pop quiz. And this should really kind of cement some stuff down. Okay, all right. That's it. If you have any questions, send me a message on Patreon. Looking forward to your answers. Bye.